Welcome, light workers. Over the past few days, there's been a couple occurrences that brought a pretty much a common theme to my mind, and I figured that we should explore it. For instance, you know, in the atmosphere, we have this election in the U.S. and pretty much everybody's divided. One party, against another. And when you think about it, whether it's about the economy, or if it's about being pro-life versus freedom for women to make their own choices, the way I look at it is this way: what if you fall in line with the views of one party for one um, circumstance or topic, or lifestyle choice or whatever. But then you agree with the other party on some other things. Um, you're never going to find a person that's going to agree with everything that you agree with. So I don't like that we are divided based on party, because I know personally there's a lot of my beliefs that fall in line with both parties. Um, and I know that I get along with people equally from both parties. We don't get along, or I'm sorry, we don't agree with every single thing, but we are not meant to. So it's kind of silly that we are divided that way all year round, not just during election times, year after year after year. You pretty much align with one party and have contempt for anyone from the other party. Not everyone is like this, but I'm just speaking for in general. And we are encouraged to be that way, right? You're not encouraged to be best friends with someone who is pro guns, you know. If you are for gun control, for instance, or just no matter what you can think of regarding those dividing lines, you're not really encouraged to come together. And to be honest, that's really the only answer for peace, long-term peace for this country, or for any country, is that we all look for the light in each other, the love in each other, and base everything on that, knowing that we weren't created to agree on everything all the time, even with our own children or our spouses or our best friends. We're never going to agree on everything. So let's just stop allowing that to control us, and thereby not really affecting change. It's like a kind of a divide and conquer thing going on, and nobody's looking at it or calling it out. So that was one area, the politics. And another thing that came up that right like smacked me in the face was, I was really enjoying a YouTube video the other night. I felt like I could really relate with this guy. I'd never seen him before, and it just kind of like, I guess the algorithm figured I'd enjoy what he was speaking about, and I did. I really found him refreshing. His voice, his passion was authentic. However, he got to the point where he started to demonize the occult, or speak ill of people who are not following the true Christian path. I laugh at that, because most people that are dogmatic in that way are so self-righteous, are the ones that usually fall into the pitfalls of um, negative behaviors and choices. So, but they're the ones that holler and jump up and down the most. So I'm just saying, like, why are we judging others? Why? Why don't you just take your platform and use it for love, for light, for positive, higher vibrations? Why are you using it in the name of love, in the name of Jesus, to spread demonizing other people and you know nothing about them. You're only going by what you think you know. But there are a lot of good hearted people that believe in Wicca or witchcraft or tarot or anything that you, and I happen to be one of them. Don't demonize me because my heart is, I guarantee you, golden. It's, I mean, I have a very good heart, a good spirit. I'm very loving. And so are many other people. In fact, they tend to be more loving, more honest, more giving, more authentic than the righteous, self proclaimed righteous ones. I love Jesus Christ. I am a Christian, a true one. A lot of people that claim they're Christians, they don't practice Christianity, which is accepting of people from all walks of life, loving everyone. And if you see someone that's not their best, you don't demonize them. You try to help them. You still use loving and encouraging words. For instance, this pastor, I still gave him all hearts as a comment. I didn't blast him and say, oh, how dare you. You know, I didn't get negative because, for one, he wouldn't, it would just push him away further. He wouldn't pay attention to what I had to say anyway, because he's very convinced. So I don't think that there's anything, any comment I could have left that would have changed him. So I just sent love. I think that that's the most effective way. Unless we could sit and have a heart-to-heart conversation, then I could probably change his point of view a little bit, at least sway a little bit. It's hard to change someone once they're set, but just to try to sway him and others, you know, bit by bit. So I hope even these videos reach them. I'm going to keep trying to say, look, don't, you know, let's stop with the divide and conquer. Let's just stop. Where you should draw your line and where you should say that you don't accept someone's behavior, it should be someone who's a bully, someone who's abusive, someone who, and even then I say, like, try as you may to change that person's point of view or perspective. That's going to get you further than if you use negativity or demonizing or, like, you know, drawing a line and separating. That's not going to change that person. It harkens back to love. You're going to get tired of hearing me saying it, but it's really the common denominator and the number one answer for everything is just love. It really is. Anything else, it's not going to get anything done. It's just not. So I'm just seeing a lot of divisions right now, you know, going on. And we got to stop it. When we see it, when we, you know, when it's in our field, in our lives, when we come across it, let's call it out. Don't let it go on. Call it out and let people know in your atmosphere that, you know, yeah, you may be a Republican or you may be an independent or you may be from a Jewish person or someone, you know, of another faith, but don't let, because I'm not that, don't let this stop us from gravitating toward each other. Allow those differences to let you gravitate toward each other. For instance, the next time you are at work or just anywhere where you know there's someone that you're familiar with and you're very different, whether it's very close to you or just an associate, while you are in conversation with them about any topic that you know that you differ on, here's a challenge. Speak with them about it respectfully. And if you can't come to common ground where you each see in each other valid points and agree to disagree, I still want you to, instead of ending it in anger or frustration, end it with a deep breath and with loving energy. Just try it. You will feel so much better. You will be lifted up on another level, and you will feel that you are different versus if you would have given into a lower energy or a lower vibration of just arguing or, walking away. And well, you'll see, when that person gets in office, we're going all down the drain, whatever. Instead of that, which is awful because what you're doing is kind of like speaking it into existence and you don't want to give that any weight. You always, always, always want to hope for the best outcome, even when you don't get your way, especially when you don't get your way. That's the time to expect the best, hope for the best. Um, yeah, that's what I'm just like, hoping that you will just change and just one by one see if it works. It doesn't hurt to try. Just see if it helps. And if you can rise above that ego that wants to go into a lower vibrational state, just challenge yourself and say, you know what? Usually, the way we end when we speak about this matter is like, or I can't even talk to them about this. Instead, and they may not change because, they may not be ready or they're not having that perspective, that new perspective that you have. So that's okay. This is about you and how you process it and how you deal with it and the love energy that you send out. That's what it's about. So, with that, I want to leave you guys and thank you for being here.